This video was sponsored by Enhance, Neowatt, A Better Road Planner, Elbilmek, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? We are still in China. This is Wuhu at the cherry factory area. And you know, almost a week ago, I went to the motor show in Bangkok. I was there for 6 hours shooting lots of videos of different cars. And then I totally forgot one car, eine Auto, which was a Jaecoo 5. But fortunately, we're here with the Cherry Group and they have Jaecoo and Atlantis and a bunch of other cars. And I requested to borrow a Jaecoo 5. I've taken it on a little test drive now already, but now I will show you the interior. We'll do a quick interior view of this, show you what it is. It's not actually, I mean, okay, from the picture maybe, or maybe at some distance, it might look like a big car, but it's not that big. It's roughly 4.3 meters long only, so it should be quite easy to maneuver it in city, right? Or on parking lots and so on. So maybe we can start with the frunk first. Double tap here. And then there's usually a safety latch here somewhere. Oh, actually it's not. And you see, oh, struts for opening the frunk. And there's actually a small frunk here. I guess you could put some charging cable here or maybe a backpack. If we were go on a trip together, I'll probably put some of my smaller luggage here in the front. So very convenient. Also looking for the place for the washer fluid. It's here. A relatively big opening. There was one of the Chinese cars I saw that had a freaking tiny opening. How is it best to do that? You have to add the funnel. Always bring the damn funnel, right? But yeah, the washer fluid here is out, empty, but it did not show in the screen. So that is a small minus. Hopefully they'll fix it. So now to close it, I guess I just slam it down. There. So yeah, it has that nice look. Some people say it's copied or maybe inspired by Range Rover. But okay, it looks nice. It has the modern look on things. It's a bit dirty though. It's probably been sitting somewhere stored here. Jaecoo 5. I'm not sure if the logo here is going to be the same on other places. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe in Thailand it has slightly different badges or logos. So here we have motorized liftgate, backup camera there. A relatively spacious trunk, light there, and then here, just like in the Neo ET5 Touring, you can purchase a flashlight, but it's not standard supposedly to put. Yeah, the flashlight there, very convenient, right? We have a 12-volt outlet in the back. Nice, I like it. Yeah. Also, just to mention it, okay, quick info here. That I consider buying a ZS EV second-hand in Thailand. But I also consider this Jaecoo 5. Because ZS EV, that's 2019, 2020 model. So that will be soon out of warranty and so on. But with a new car, okay, it costs a bit more, but then it's more modern technology because the ZS EV, that's a first gen. It has almost no tech compared to this. So that's why I'm actually also considering to buy this. And then maybe you guys who watch this also consider buying it, and then is it good or not? Well, I will try to give the answer, but just keep in mind that when I also look at this car, I also consider myself like, is this good or not? Okay, this is probably something they added, but just having 12 volt in the back here could be useful for, I don't know, something. You want to charge some devices here, or maybe you have a cooler box. But here, the lid can be open to free up more space. And you can also lower it in the lower level like this. You can see all the electronics here. Well, that's quite easy if you want to do something like disconnect the seats. Or I know what the yeah. But okay, normally you can just lower it like this, so it looks okay. But it's a bit weird that everything is exposed. But yeah, let's keep the weight low and keep the cost low, and have it like this. I would personally probably put the charging cable, and it also supports vehicle to load. And then here is the, what the heck is this thing? What the heck is this thing? Made in China, okay. But well, I'll probably put some of this stuff in the frunk. So seems to have actually quite spacious trunk. I'm not able to test the banana boxes. This, I think it's supposed to go, yeah, there. I haven't been able to test banana boxes yet, but I have scheduled to borrow this car in roughly 2 weeks, the 17th of December. Okay, we can check out the back seat. Sorry, it's a bit dirty. Yeah, I think there's supposed to be some kind of floor mats here, but I like this. Easy to fix. Wait, what the heck happened here? Shit, man. Okay, there. It has the lid, and it stays there. So some other, like I think it was Mercedes, or you take up the lid, and then where the heck do you put the lid, right? You have to put it here, and then when you drive it now. So here, this is Daddy Bjorn approved. Fairly flat, flat seats though. I'm gonna sit and check for height and room and. Okay, it might not have the most premium sound on things, but actually in Thailand, it's selling like hotcakes in Thailand. It's the #1 most selling EV in Thailand right now. If I remember correctly, it was something like 2,500 cars in 1 month, 2,500 Jaecoo 5 in 1 month. And then the second place, I don't remember, was BYD or MG, or was at around 1,000-ish something, right? So fully understandable, because it has a good price, around 600,000 baht in Thailand, which is roughly, I think, maybe less than 20,000 euros. Okay, only 61 kilowatt hour battery, but in Thailand that's fine, because you cannot drive too fast and it's nice and warm over there. So here, okay, maybe not the best seat comfort for people with long legs. You see, even for me, 173 centimeter is kind of high like that. When it comes to headroom, at least that's okay. Over a fist of headroom, we have the cover opener. We can also close the sunroof cover here. And then we're checking for middle console. Yes, with cup holder there. Nothing fancy there. No ski opening. At least we have a headrest for all 3 passengers in the back here. And then we have, well, okay, that's a slight bummer. Only one USB-A in the back. Okay. That is not that modern in it. Well, okay, maybe we can just strap a power bank here and then connect it there. I don't know. There is actually a power bank, the one I purchased in Norway, but I didn't bring it. You can charge it simultaneously as you discharge it. So you can just strap it in here something, and then it will slowly charge from the USB-A, and then you can charge 100 watt on the USB-C, for example, right? Okay, and then, okay, we have some door pockets there. We have pockets on the side here. Nothing super fancy, right? But let me get over to the, okay, sorry, driver's seat. And now the white balance is slightly off. We have this blue stitching here, the blue styling here. Okay, seems to be an okay seat. Yeah, but you know, for the record, I haven't purchased the car. I'm just considering the car. So I'm not gonna just say, oh, everything is great with this car, and be like, is this good? Is this something I could live with? It has ambient. What happened to the ambient light? That's strange. You see here we have a swipe down menu. No. Why did the ambient light turn off now? Okay, check. Ambient light. Okay, I don't know why the ambient light is off. Okay, that is a bit strange. But all right, okay. Conventional buttons for adjusting mirrors. Actually conventional, but I mean, why not? Because I've been testing actually Xlantics over there, or Exceed Xlantics, and they don't have these kind of buttons. They have the thing that you like Neo, right? But this is in a way better, more intuitive, and also actually easier to operate, that you can actually pull it like the plug-in. A car, the child protector in the back there, that's nice. Light switch here. Well, opening trunk. Can you open it? Can you? Oh, you can press and hold it to open the trunk. Okay. And then can I also close it though? Press and hold. Very convenient. I think I need to keep pressing it, otherwise it will count. Yeah, that's great that you can actually operate it there. And I like the screen. So you see, you can swipe down. You can also customize this. So, you know, this is what I mean. It has a more modern design on things, right? Actually, some of the even newer cars I test nowadays, they don't even have this big screen. They have like a small screen. Korean cars, anyone, you know? So this is easy to understand. I did not prepare beforehand. I just sat in the car and I start pressing buttons, and I could quickly figure out how things work. And there's one thing I want to disable now, which is sound. Let me see, media, touch. Yeah, touch tone. I don't like that touch tone. So okay, and then here, wireless charging pad on one side. It fits my Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus just fine. It says fast wireless charging there. The other side is just for the resting. It doesn't have any charging there, but it also has cooling there. Great. It says max 50 watt. Okay, awesome. Cup holders here. Center console here. Wow. Center console is actually quite deep. Oh, dude, look at that. It goes deep in there. Great. That is a nice plus, actually. Okay, let me bring the phone so I don't forget it. But also down here, this is a bit tricky to film. Let me get out of the car and show you. I call it the bridge design. But you have one USB-A and one USB-C and also another 12-watt outlet there. But this is kind of hard to access while you're driving. Maybe it's slightly easier for the passenger. But yeah, this is weird. Wait, when I open the door suddenly, then the ambient light came on. It has a life of its own. We have Sony speakers, all right? Maybe I'll test the sound later, but let me check here. What about headroom? Oh, plenty of headroom. Yeah, and then here you see, you can just there's conventional buttons here. Wait a minute. There, to close the cover. This is very important for at least Thailand, where the sun is quite strong. But that you can just do it here. You don't have to go into some menu on the screen. There is nice, right? And then what about sun visors? I would expect it to be just this, like this. Okay, we have light there at least, and then it pivots, and I mean that's pretty much what I need, right? And okay, here, just yeah. So, I mean overall, okay, we have buttons here, but wait. Okay, I haven't tried the cruise control, but it's actually physical buttons, but there's in the thing here. But it's not haptic shit, but it feels a bit cheap, to be honest. The clicking sound there. I mean, but at least this gear stock, which I will touch a lot, has nice resistance on it. Yeah. So at least that part doesn't feel too flimsy or anything. It's nice and firm. There's not much slack here or here. Yeah. And the steering wheel also feels and looks okay. It looks nice. Manual air vent control here and here. So I mean, yeah. Let me see. Are we in park now? Okay, yeah. And we have some information here about power and so on. And yeah, sorry, there's a low tire pressure on that one side. But as I mentioned, there's no notification about the low, I mean, basically no washer fluid yet, or maybe that is a blocker for additional there. But also you can do this. When you swipe up down here, you get not here. Low tire pressure, so no washer message. But when you swipe in the middle here, you get this. But you swipe slightly off here, then you get the notification area, and then here just to get out of there. And then we have the various apps here. And also when I ask the Cherry Group guys, they say that yes, support for Spotify will supposed to come later. Yeah, along with some other stuff like YouTube and I don't know. They said Facebook. I was like, huh? What? Okay, maybe that was a joke. But yeah, there's possibility to get more apps here. So there you guys have it. Jaecoo 5. I mean, would I buy it in Thailand? You know, it looks good. It has a good price. It actually drives fairly well. A good space, even a Frunk modern interior, modern infotainment, OTA. I actually like it a lot, but yeah, by the end of the day, maybe I should borrow it for 1 week and borrow the press car in Thailand, and then really experience everything like the ADAS system or any of that before I make the final decision. But actually, as of now, I'd say 1 thumb up, and then eventually after 1 week with the car, it will either be 2 thumbs up or, but right now it seems like it actually checks many of the boxes, and I actually understand why it is so popular in Thailand. So yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.